You can skip to timestamp 434 to avoid background humming sound. Hey everybody, welcome back to Elisa Marie Designs. Welcome back if you're back. Welcome if you are new. Today is Thursday, and for Thursday, well, you're probably going to see this on a Friday, so I'll explain this a little bit better as we get into this. Thursday, I decided to take out a canvas this is like my happy place really, because everything just stays like this. I haven't touched this canvas for a week. I didn't have the opportunity to sit here and play around. So we're actually moving in real time because I know a lot of you are diamond painting this one along with me. And a few of you are like, oh, I'm going to have to catch up. So that's another reason I have it in the back of my head. Let me not touch this for a week, and we're doing it together. How are you? What canvas is she talking about? Well, I'm trying to get myself acclimated here because I have a whole new tripod. So before it snaps off, hold on. Honestly, it's a very good tripod. It's just like it has a clamp that goes on the side of my desk, but the side of my desk is very ornate. It has like a little border, a carved border, so I'm like praying that I got it on there tight enough on the little ledge that it doesn't, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm in the shot, and that's it. Get this little drill out of here. Oh, what are you doing? Here we go. Let's use the putty end. So this is a pen. I'm just like, what pen are you going to use today? This is a pen that I got from Cat Eared. I went to their shop on Amazon, and it's so nice and lightweight. But I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers this morning, Hemingway Jones, because he's a writer and he loves pens like I do, and he loves to write like I do. And he was talking about his favorite pen, and should you ever see it, it's worth the money to get it. And while he was describing it, I thought, well, you're describing my Leopard Leatherworks pen, because this to me is the Mont Blanc of diamond painting pens. For me, it fits nice in my hand. I love the weight of it. I never tire of holding this. Sometimes I do switch off, but this is it for me. Like if I had to pick all my favorite diamond painting pens, and I have quite a few from different places, not a lot because I'm not a collector, but I get it. I collect other things. So but I don't collect diamond painting pens, but I do. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's pretty. Let me get that. And I'm so happy that I made this purchase. Who's in here? I got a piece of Art Dot Putty. And when I tell you this has been sitting on my desk like this for a week, and look how soft it still is. Still soft. Oh, this sound that you might be hearing in the background that sounds like I'm in an airport. I should just tell you that I am, but I'm not. I decided to put the self-clean on my oven. And I didn't know that it runs for 3 hours. And I stood there for 15 minutes trying to shut it off, and I just can't. It's like, no, you're going to listen to me now for 3 hours. Fun times. So here's where I left off on this gorgeous section. We're coming into, like, I find I should just cover this part up because we've seen the mosaics and all. This section right here is so interesting to me. All these swirly kind of curly cues. And then you have some other little blue gems that are going to go right here. I know I'm jumping all over this canvas, but I'm trying to make it interesting for you when you are here to say, okay, let's do that section. Should I cut that off? Will it stay? Let's just tuck it underneath here. They're going to know. They're not going to know. They're going to know. I love that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a little recording that you hear on Instagram a lot. They're going to know. They're not going to know. They're going to know. Okay. So, where are we starting? Do I want to fill? Maybe what I'll do is I'll start to fill in so you can get... We started this yesterday. Okay. Yeah. It was like I was here yesterday. And I think that these are crystals. So let's do that one. Yeah, see? Ooh, it went off! The gods are with me today. They're making up for yesterday. The crystals. Where do I want to put these in? Do I want to put this in a tray that I know I'm going to use again and again? I want a big tray. So, I had black in here, as you can tell. Maybe I'll leave that for black. Okay. all these decisions. Wait until you guys see the video that I have dropping later on today from last night. Last night was WIP Wednesday, and so I decided that I was going to kit up with you all for my master class on Ivan Velikovic. And I have 2 of his paintings. One is still in my stash. Let's bring this back over. I am going to cut this off, actually. One is still in my stash. Sky Retreat is in my stash. And yeah, okay. All right. Sky Retreat is in my stash. What I am going to open up my masterclass with is Vision of the Past. Okay. So, I got the cat-eared tray brick by cat-eared. I call it cat-eared because I don't know how to pronounce it. It's spelled C-A-T-E-A-R-E-D. Cat-eared. Okay, and they say, you know, you don't have to worry. They even have a little picture of a cat knocking them off the desk as they do. You don't have to worry about that because it's not going to open. Okay, so I bought them, and I didn't fix my putty. See, tip Tuesday was how to place your putty, and I don't have that down here with me. Now what I'm going to use the crown of this little thing here. This little thing that I bought. I don't have things on my desk like cover minders, but I thought that this was so adorable. I went and bought it. Okay, so now the putty is in there. So I get them. Actually, Barbara said, I love them. What's going on here, guys? You know what? You know what is coming to my brain? I love my Art Dot putty, but you saw I used one that was, I used a putty that was reusable, and I don't know how reusable that one was, so I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to put fresh putty in. So I wanted to kit up with those trays. Now, I don't have enough of those trays, of course, to kit up a 63, 65 drill diamond painting. So I'm thinking while I'm kitting up, do I go and buy more? And then I thought, well, you didn't use these yet, so you don't know. You don't know. You might not even like these. But I'm in the middle of kitting up, and I knew I didn't have enough, and I thought I had a plan. Don't we always say? But I don't plan, as you know. I know I drive you all crazy because I never have a plan. But, okay, so I kit up 10 large, loving them, and 20 of the small, which leaves me with, that's 30. So I have 35 more cases that I need, and I'm thinking, well, I'll just put them in my Elizabeth Ward. Elizabeth Ward. I keep calling her Elizabeth Wall or Josephine Ward. I married Elizabeth Ward and Josephine Wall together. They're married now. Don't mind me. Anyway, so I am like, what am I going to use? See, it works better. What am I going to use for these extra 30, did I say 30? 35 containers. But I wanted to have the larger bags of drills in the larger tray brick containers because I'm just tired of this going in and out. And I think I get very relaxed with this painting because there's not a lot of in and out. I keep some of them in my trays here like this that I know, that, and I've been like that. My cat doesn't jump up. I'm not even going to say it out loud because I don't know what's going on with the planets. I don't know where they all are. But yesterday was like a day for the books. Let me tell you. Everything I did yesterday, I had to do twice. And that just annoys me so. And I just couldn't get started. I just couldn't get started. It was a mess yesterday. So I don't even know what I was talking about, but a bell went off in my head, and I'm like, you know what? I have those Art Dot storage tray containers in the clear. All right, we had a problem opening them. Most of us did. I'm trying to give things in my life a second chance, okay? And I'm talking about art supplies, that's all. Because for a while here, me and Diamond Art Club's Skinny Placer were fist fighting. But I decided to take a break from her, and now we're friends. Well, at least for today we are, okay? So, I said, let me kit this up and let me see what I do like, because I like looking for the silver lining. What do I like about these containers? You're going to see later on. You're going to see what had happened. What had happened was, so I got that going on, coming up later. By the time it was done, because I got up, I went to bed at 8 o'clock, I passed out, I wanted to watch TV, I passed out, and I got up at 1:30 in the morning. That to me is like 8 o'clock to 1:30, I've already slept, I'm up for the day. I go back into the art room, at 4 o'clock in the morning, I called it a night, I went back to bed. I got up this morning, I looked in that room, I thought that somebody robbed us when I went into the room. I'm like, and that's not me. The one thing that I do religiously is I clean my desk every night, because I want to get up and I want things ready for me, that when I come in that room, the art room or here, that they're ready to go. Like I will clean this up and then it will be ready for next week. I won't touch it. So I think I hear my husband walking in the door. He is. Let's see what he says when he walks in. He went to lunch with his buddies. And we have a meeting at 3 o'clock. I don't even know what time it is.
Hi, Foofy.
Hi, Foofy. So, he comes in. Foofy gets the hello, not me.
Let's go see your mother.
Let's go see your mother. Yes, I'm filming.
Okay.
You could say hello. Everybody's been asking for you. They feel bad for you that you have to live with me. Stop that with your tongue.
Hello, everybody.
Just say hello.
Hello.
Nobody wants to look at your germy tongue.
What about the foofs? Don't care the foofs?
No,
Foofy. Go be on the film for your mother.
No.
Come on, let's go upstairs, me and your dad.
Okay, so they're going to go up. I had on the desk the tray bricks from Cat Eared. I had on the desk the Art Dot trays. I had on the desk, some of the drills are in here, some of the drills are in here, and some of the drills are in bags. And I'm like, you know what, I'm leaving it like this because I'm going to do a video about this. I'm going to do a video about storage containers because why not? I got them all out. I got them all out, and I have these out too because I don't know what I was thinking at 4 o'clock in the morning. So they're out too. And I'm going to reserve what else I'm going to say here because I think it's all on the video. And it was so funny because I said goodnight to all you guys and then I came back. So beware, at the end of the video, it's not the end of the video. Like I always say, create the world that you want to live in. I come back. I'm like, I'm going to bed, but I come back. I don't know. I got the oven to turn off. Now he came in. He's in the background. All I hear was his phone going off. He went to go meet his buddies today. They went to go have lunch. It was so funny. I told you guys the other night I was rushing to go to a meeting, a community meeting. Well, now I can tell you what it was about. Because, did you ever feel like the world is just upside down? Like right is left, left is right. You're walking on your hands instead of your feet. Nothing makes sense. It's like common sense, but it doesn't make sense. So we go to this meeting because it was a meeting for the people behind us to build a structure. And they were calling it a visitor center. But on the bottom of the paper, on the last page, it said narcotic injection center. Well, that's it now. They have been trying to put these, I'm like, how could they do this? They didn't even allow it in the Constitution Center that I was telling you about. They wanted to put one in there in the Constitution Center. We just built that Constitution Center. I mean, I know that there are clinics for people to go to for help. And, you know, I don't know what that journey is. I am like, please, get help. Your life is worth living. But anyway, so they had said no there. And I'm like, how are they going to do this? This is in the middle of the block. It's a residential area. But it wasn't that. They had to put that on there because there are different zones in Philadelphia where you're not allowed to put that, and that's the wording that they use. But it's so misleading when you read it. So you got the neighborhood up in arms. I'm like, who is running this? I used to work for a community center. I used to work for a rec center. So we're at a community center that's closer, like in between John's house and my house, which is both our houses. But so we're in this meeting, and like everybody is like, what's going on? How are you going to put this in the middle of a residential area? But that's just the wording. Really what it was an Airbnb. It was an Airbnb that they were trying to put there. And I'm like, because they gave us these big booklets, and I left them there because it must have cost them at least $20 just to print one of them. They had all these beautiful pictures, and I'm looking at the place, and I'm saying, this looks like a place like young people would go to rent to like have like Super Bowl parties and stuff like that. Well, here it's an Airbnb, and I had an Airbnb above my business. When I had my business here in Philadelphia, I had a 3rd floor, and it was a little structure, and I said, I don't want to rent this out because we work long hours, and if we ever just want to go upstairs and like not travel back to our house, which is not that far, I could stay here overnight. Then I decided, my ex-husband's family would come in from New York. Maybe they want to stay. They have a place to stay. Then I decided I'm just going to turn it into an Airbnb. I can mark off the days on the calendar that I want to Airbnb it out. And I loved it. I loved having an Airbnb. But this was pre-pandemic. I'm going back to like 2016, 17 maybe. Now all the rules have changed. And the people that have this structure, that put all this money into this structure, don't want to rent to anybody from Philadelphia. So if you think that they were up in arms because they thought it was going to be an injection center, now they're really up in arms that you came here. Again, I think we had this discussion about, Philadelphia now becoming, a very transient place where people are coming from all over because the real estate, you get a lot for your money. You get a lot of square footage for your money. And they put a lot of money into this place. So where homes in Philadelphia are mainly like old Philadelphia, very quaint, comfy homes, they're like, oh no, we could turn this, look how big these rooms are, high ceilings, big windows. They did so much work in this house. And so part of me understands, like, no, I wouldn't want to rent this structure out to people that want to come here and have a Super Bowl party. Because, listen, my house sat empty for 2 years because I did not want to rent. I put so much work out in my house that I didn't want, and my son wasn't living in there. He was living in a new development area, paying almost 3 times the rent that he pays me for renting my home. So, this is what they want. They want all these newfangled kind of like game rooms and saunas and, stuff like that. So he put a lot of money in there. And so he's like, well, we won't rent to Philadelphians. And so they were like pissed. They were really, they're like, no, we only take people from out of town. And so did I. But so did I. My Airbnb was above my business. I certainly didn't want people, because not only was I had this little apartment that was available, but there was 2 apartments. So the girl next door, she was there forever, but you could have walked up this little flight of steps and you could have went onto the rooftop, which had a sun deck. So I wanted responsible people in there. And who's really responsible today? I don't know. But I rented to flight attendants. They would have like a layover, and they would call me up, and they would say, oh, I ran into one girl and she told everybody about it. They were like, is the room available? And it was perfect because I didn't have a TV in there. I didn't have Wi-Fi, well, Wi-Fi through my business, but they were just looking for a place to sleep and eat. And being that my business was surrounded by other businesses, and you would look out the window, it was real pretty. There was a fountain outside. They loved it. They loved it, and I loved having them because they were no problem. I even told them, you want something to eat, you could come downstairs and eat. I'll feed you. You don't even have to go out and buy anything. So that was part of the deal. And so they told other so I had flight attendants, I had pilots sometimes that stayed in this room, and it was perfect. And I just said to this one girl who got all these flight attendants for me and pilots and stuff, I'm like, anytime you're here that you want to stay, just let me know, and it's not going to be a problem. So I was fortunate because where my business was, it's a hubbub in Philadelphia. It's off of East Passyunk Avenue, if you want to look it up. It's a beautiful, beautiful area, and I get it. They put all this money in there, and now the rules are different. You got to have these licenses, and you got to have cleaning crew that comes in, management company, but the one thing I was like, listen, you're going to be behind my house, and if there is a time when things get out of control, because I did have two Airbnbs in front of me, and it was a party house. It was a party house. It was bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, up all hours of the night, really reckless behavior. This is a residential area. People are sleeping. What are you doing? And they wrecked the joint. They wrecked that place. And so the couple that lived directly across the street from where this was going to be were mad because they had family that wanted to come in for the Broad Street run, and they were like, no, we won't rent to Philadelphians. So they were a no when it was time to vote. I'm like, why don't you be smart about it? Why don't you tell him that he can get your yes? If, now that he's met you, if you could have people in there. But they didn't want to do it. They're like, no, we're just going to abstain. So they did. But it went through. He seemed like a really good guy, a responsible guy. I'm like, I want your business card. I want to be able to contact you. You should have something in the window that puts everybody on notice coming through this door, that if there's a disturbance, to call these people, and that they're put on notice that they're not going to behave badly. So they agreed. They got my yes. I got their credit card. I got their business card, and off we went. But I'm like, and even they were laughing. I'm like, well, you should have started the meeting off with that. You started the meeting off with all the work that you did in here, and it made it look like you were trying to hide the fact that this narcotic injection site was on the bottom. Like, the city of Philadelphia, what are you doing? Things are so hard to understand, the wording. Like, oh, got everybody in the neighborhood up in arms, and they all took a sigh of relief, and then he's like, well, no, we won't rent to Philadelphians because we found out that the locals are the ones that cause all the trouble. Okay. All right. Anyway, that was my big meeting that night, and now I got a meeting today at 3 o'clock. I don't even know what time it is, but I'm sure John will come down and let me know, and then I'll wrap it up. Thankfully, it's a Zoom meeting that we can do. But I was glad he got out today. He actually did his walk today. And he actually did, I hear him upstairs with the guitar. He did his walk today, and he ran into a buddy that he used to work with, and he's like, oh, I haven't seen so-and-so. Do you mind if we go to lunch? I'm like, no, go. I'm just, he's like, it's going to be quick because we have that meeting at 3. I'm like, no, go. Fine by me. But I am so excited about my master class with Ivan. I think that you're going to like learning what I found out about him. The only thing is that when I hit my 1,000 subscribers now. So when you hit 500 subscribers, you're a YouTube partner. When you hit 1,000, then, you know, I guess it's like your views on how many views you have or whatever. I'm really unsure. I just knew that that was my goal, 1,000, and I hit it. And I'm very grateful. And I've met so many wonderful people. And, you know, when I'm up sometimes at night, I'm like looking at your comments. You guys are up. And I'm like, we're talking, we're chatting back and forth. So, I've been reading though. It's like I was always a part of Creator University, but now it's like more than just Creator University. Now I'm getting all these emails from YouTube to make sure you do this, make sure you do that, make sure you do this, and I'm so paranoid with everything. I'm so paranoid. And then like they attach like these other videos of people that became demonetized, and or they don't think that they attached them. It's just like when you go into that subject, then you get all these other videos that are like, I got demonetized because I did this or I said that, or and I'm like, what? I don't know. I watch, you know, a lot of shorts. I just watched a short now, and the woman was using foul language. I'm like, how is this allowed? Like, how do you get this many views? And you're using the F-bomb, and you're calling women the B word. I'm like, how? How are you not? How does YouTube say, listen, you're done? Because I'm so paranoid. I tell my husband all the time, you know, watch your language. You're not at the bar jamming with the boys. You're on my YouTube channel. And this morning I had this girl and she was dropping F-bombs left and right. And I'm like, I know it's maybe because it's a minute. I don't know. I don't know. Look at how pretty that's starting to look. I opened up my, when he left today, he's like, bye, hon. So now he's exaggerating because he caught wind of me making fun of him on, well, I knew he was going to catch it. Yeah, he subscribes and he watches my videos. So, he's like, I'm so sick. So he comes over and he goes, bye, hon. Going to lunch. You know, he's feeling better. And you guys were so sweet asking about him. Everybody misses Johnny. But I did check that short that I did. But this is how paranoid I am. I was telling you guys, I make a short, but I've never made a clip. And I hear all this like great, like there's a girl here in South Philly. She became really popular by doing these short clips of like her just jamming to 80 tunes. And she's funny. I'm like, how does she use this music? How is she using this music? How does she have all these followers and she's using this music? And I think it's because maybe it's not a short, it's a clip. So she's able to use it. So I never made a short. I mean, I never made a clip. So I was like, I think I'm going to try a clip. And I did. And John wanted to be in it. And I was like, all right, we'll do it for Valentine's Day. And I'm paranoid to use it. I know, because I told you I got flagged. I did a short with Robbie Williams music. And then that was okay. But then when I put it at the end of my video, it wasn't okay. They were like, listen, you used the YouTube video in Spanish. I'm like, no, I didn't. It's in English. But they said it was in Spanish, and I just don't have the energy to argue. They said it wasn't a strike. They just said I was blocked in certain countries like Russia and Belize. I don't understand it, but whatever. Get you in here. So you could see like when I have to try and fit these in, I think that the drill field in here is beautiful. Round Diamond Dotz. I was watching Lizette, and she did her review of what she finished for Diamond Dotz. Oh, I forget, it's like a winter scene, and she was like, these are the weirdest drills I've ever seen. And there was a lot of gapping in her drill field, and I thought, well, that's so bizarre because I have a round and they fit so nicely. Like, they're not crunchy. They fit so, this drill field fits so nicely. I love it. And a lot of people were saying, yeah, you know, stick with the rounds when it comes to Diamond Dotz. So, like, that's a tip for all of you. Ooh, speaking about tips, one of my subscribers was listening to my Tip Tuesday, Kristen, and she's got a 3D printer, and she's going to try and make a tray with like little pinch marks on it. How about that? How about that? I can't believe it. I'm like, Kristen, I'm a huge Russell Wright fan. And, Russell Wright created furniture that was built for man, very ergonomically correct. But his wife, Mary, was also a designer, and she did a lot of ceramics. And she would make, like, things that had pinch marks in them. Like, I have a salt and pepper shaker that has the pinch mark in the side so that when you would pick it up, like, your hand just rests comfortably in it. My husband has these rocks glasses. I'm going to get it because I'm downstairs. Hold on. So I have two things to show you what I was talking about for Tip Tuesday. I was like, I have one tip for you guys, which was gluing your, taking some extra drills and gluing them. Did I leave one out? I thought I left one out. Is it in the box? Where is it? Where'd it go? I know I left one deliberately out. Where'd it go? All right, let's get another one. I can't take looking around for things. Here it is. I was telling you guys to take your wax or your putty and glue a couple of drills on top so that when you're loading your putty or your wax, you have something to press into. Like, I just used this guy. I was like, pack my putty. You got a little crown on your head. So that was my Tip Tuesday. I was like, now I got one for the diamond painting companies. Make a tray with dimples in it. For those of us that shake like a crazy person like me, I got drills all over the place, and that, need a stronger grip. Sometimes I have drills and I drop it. I had a car accident, and so sometimes my hand just reflexively, it just opens by itself. I don't know why. I can't pinpoint what it is that I'm doing, that sometimes I just, like, I lose the grip in my hand. So my husband loves these glasses. You see the little pinch mark in there? You see how my finger and my thumb fit in there like that? I think there's a beer bottle too that has a pinch mark on it. That's what I'm talking about. There's one on each side. Okay? That he loves this glass. He loves it and I love holding it too, because your fingers are fitting right in there. Okay? All right, that's the pinch mark. Then I was I was explaining this too, that when I'm a rubber stamper. Okay, so this is an old rubber stamp. This is by 2003 toyboxart.com. The ink pad, I still have the original sticker on there. The ink pad, this is David. But do you see how the sides are flat? So when you're an ink pad, this is literally slipping from me. You want to have a good impression. You don't want this to slip. You have to have a steady hand. All right, now. That's from 2003. This is recently, though, now. Who's it look like? The foofs? This is from 2023. Did I say 2003 here? 2003. 2020. It took us 20 years to get someone to carve the wood on the side. This is Inkadickadoo. TheDesignGroup.com. Inkadickadoo. But do you see how there's pinch marks on the side? Where's that little art dot thing? See how it's curved? so that your fingers fit in there. And you could hold this so much more steadier to do your rubber stamping. Foofy. That's what I'm talking about. You can't carve these on the side and make a nice little tray. Like, look at the high. I love this because it's got a nice high wall. This is Firefly pinch marks. And look at the wall on this. I bought this. Look at the wall on this. I don't know. Maybe I'm onto something. Go make $1 million. Go ahead. I got the little sticker that they gave me on there, and this is end of the roll. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know. Maybe it's this little thing. No, that's the thing that goes back and forth to let your drills out. What am I doing wrong here? Do I not know how to open up the drill tray? Yeah, see, that's the spout. So that's the spout to open and close. So maybe that's it, because that's a little funky, having to put your finger in there like that. But I love these trays. Look how big it is. Look how high it is. So that was my big idea. Are you diamond painting today, lady? What are you doing? You're inventing things. What is she doing now? She's inventing. So that was my big idea. But Kristen said, I have a 3D printer. I don't know how they work. And with my mind, it's a good thing that I don't, because I would have that thing running constantly. But I am fascinated by it. That and a Cricut. You know, when I was doing my rubber stamping, you know, when I was rubber stamping, you know, if you wanted to cut him out, you stamped him on a piece of paper, and then you fussy cutted this all out by hand. Now, practically for every stamp that you buy, they have a template, and you stamp it, and then you put the template on top of what you stamped, and you run it through a machine, and it cuts it out for you beautifully. I miss that boat. I have some. I like Anna Griffin. I have a lot of her stuff that I'm thinking about putting on eBay and selling, because I'm not making handmade cards like I used to. So I'm thinking about getting rid of all that. All right, we're done with these. Do I want to leave these out? But look how pretty it's starting to come together. I don't know if I want to leave these out or not. What's the next color here? I believe it's one that I got to go hunt out of my stash. Okay, I decided to keep these in the tray just in case I come across any of them that I missed. And I'm going to fill in the X's now. So cute, the X's. My little X fell off of here. I got to get new washi tape on here. Let me do it now while I'm thinking about it. Or my manicure. This is something else I have to do today. My nails are a mess. And see how they're all chipped? Let me just tell you, it was from opening and closing the art dot trays. Okay? I was a little relieved that it wasn't just me. And that sounds like a terrible thing to say, but it wasn't just me. I wasn't the only one having a problem with those trays. But, you know, I know what goes into making something, and you want to see something happen, and you want to, you know, you want everybody to love it. But I really did feel like, oh, it doesn't want to write on there. I really did feel like they didn't do enough user testing before they put this on the market, where they could have said, I know I've seen a bunch of stickers like 10 seconds ago. But okay, it's not here. I'm not going to go crazy. I'll put the X on here later. X. I'm going to show you guys. I got my little makeup bag. I brought it down today. Oh, I have it out already. See how ready I was to diamond paint this diamond painting? I have it out already. I have my China marker that I use. This has like a pull cord, so when you need to sharpen it, you just pull the cord down and it unravels like that. But I was telling you guys, listen, this is a wax crayon. Go take one of your kids' crayons. Don't tell them. Take one that they broke. And I'm just going to put an X on here. I can't find my black one. It's probably down here. I do like the black one better. Okay, so let me put the X on here too, so I know. I'm just trying to find a pencil, a pen that worked. So, I love my China marker. I've been using this since I had my restaurant. I would laminate things that I, you know, like a checklist. I would laminate it, and I would give my staff a China marker so that they would remember. Did you clock in? Yes. Did you put your cell phone away? Yes. And then they could just, you know, wipe it off and then give it to the next crew. So if you have something like that in your life that you need a checklist, you could just make it and laminate it and then just use your China marker. Or a crayon, depending on how you're feeling. This is like coloring though, isn't it? I opened up, like every morning I read Mark Nepo, and I read the day. And for as many years as I've been reading this book, there are readings that I've never read before. And I know I've never read them because I'm a highlighter. I highlight things that resonate with me. And I opened it up. I read today's reading. And then I opened it up just to see. Sometimes I like to, you know, see where it's going to guide me to. And it was called The Caretaker. I'm like, I'm not even reading it. I'm shorting it. I'll read it later. But it just struck me as so funny. The Caretaker. Oh, boy. Do I need wax in here? What's going on? I put wax in here. I think I pushed it. I did a double push over there, and I pushed it in too far. I need to get another one of these. I made a mess of this one. I really did. I think I'm going to have to... Oh, God, the whole thing is a mess. I love how neat people are. I was saying yesterday, maybe on this video, that it's edited. I have it going through checks. I want to make sure I did nothing wrong. So it's taking me a little bit more time. And I'm thinking maybe I just can't, you know, name my stuff like Tip Tuesday or, you know, WIP Wednesday, because you're getting it a day late, just because during the I'm uploading at night, so that while I'm sleeping, all that, you know, I can't take staring at the you know, how long it takes. I'm like, did it upload yet? Did it upload yet? Did it upload yet? So now it uploads at night, and I go to sleep, and I don't have to worry about it, hopefully. So I had a lot of X's over here. Okay. So, and then it also gives YouTube the opportunity, even though it's unlisted or private, just to make sure that I have no foul. I did everything right. I did everything right before I went to bed. So I really do appreciate that, without, you know, uploading and then finding out later that was a problem. So coming on an hour, and I kind of find it, there we go, why are you sticking? I'm finding it hard to believe that I won't be looking at this until next week, because what I want to do is go back upstairs in the art room where everything is at, and I want to do like a little addendum while I have all my stuff out, to just like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, you know, but I don't know, maybe just give you guys a good look at all the different storage systems. Not all of them, apparently, but obviously, but at least, you know, I have Art Dot I have, and I had a couple good tips. If you love those art dot trays, the clear ones, because I love these. These are my favorite. If you love those art dot trays, I have a couple of tips for you. And I hope that you comment and like let me know if it was helpful or like you didn't have that problem. I would love to hear from anyone that did the art dot trays. Now, I've been signed into the art dot YouTube channel, and they have those trays, like they're showing them, but they're not showing anybody using them. And I think that they should do that. But they're doing like just very quick videos on their trays. Any more Epsons? No? Oh, here's a few. I do miss Foofy being in the shot with me. But I can't have him in my room. He likes to lounge on my sofa. And I think with my son and my husband both being sick, I'll straighten up and tidy my room, but I wasn't going in there diligently and vacuuming. And so I was noticing, like I've never noticed ever, because I vacuum daily. I never noticed ever Foofy's hair. And I'm like, it's only been like 1 or 2 days since I vacuumed. Like, I'm noticing his hair on my, like I don't notice any hair down here because I'm always cleaning down here. Where'd it go? But in my room I did. And I think too, in my room I have carpeting. So I'm still deciding what I'm going to do. If I ever get my guy back here. John keeps saying, what do you want done in here? I'm like, I can't tell you anymore what I want done in here. Just get him back here. Get Anthony back here. I really want him to hang my pictures and hang a few other things that I have my sign from my store that I want to have hung in my room because it was custom made. I have a custom made mirror. I can't bring it home. It's in our house, in our other house. But I have things from Petal Bell that I want to like have hung up. I think I'm getting rid of the bookcases in there because they're not serving their purpose. From living in New York, the one thing that I learned was look up. Look up. And I think what I want to do is build shelving and put everything up there in pretty baskets that are marked and labeled. Even those clear containers that I bought, you guys saw those clear containers that I got from Amazon. I love everything is organized. It's coming together in my bathroom. It's not done yet, but John is like, I could see everything. I could find everything. I'm like, I know. Our bigger bottles are all in the bottom containers. All the shampoos are in one container. Then there's another container that's split in half. So I made one like a his and hers. I made the other one that splits in half. Like here's anything that we use for eyes. And here's anything that he uses. Like he has his, neti pot and his little neti pot little packets that he puts in there, so that's all in there. He has his vocal mist in there, so like where like here's ear, nose, and throat, here's first aid. It's such a pleasure to go in there and like where everything is, you can see it. So I might get those containers and just have Anthony build me a shelf on top and get rid of my bookcases because I'm about room. And then like I gotta claim it. I have to not let John come in there because as soon he found a space in my room and he put the vacuum in there. I'm like, why is there a vacuum in my art room? Oh, well, you had space in there. I'm like, no, go put it in your studio. Get it out of here, the vacuum. I don't want to look at the vacuum. My subscribers don't want to look at my vacuum. I bought a little tiny one I showed you guys from Temu, and that's another thing. I'm done with Temu, guys. I can't. I am like out of control. This is what I do when I can't sleep. I'm like, now when you can't sleep, get up and go in your art room and go do something. Just get off of Temu. And if you're too tired to get up and do something, then shut the phone and go to bed. You're done. You're done. But find something to do. Put your headphones on. Do a meditation. Do something. But get off of Temu. I have a piece of washi tape stuck on here. And that's the other thing. Like, I'm looking at this beautiful, like, I worked on Chosen this week, and I love that Chosen didn't have any washi tape. Well, she doesn't have any, not any washi tape, any of the release paper on her, because I love looking at her face. The same thing with this, as I have my pens all over her face. I like looking at the canvas. I like watching it come together. I don't like release paper. So with my Ivan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a 10 by 10 section. I'm going to look at it because I'm going to be able to see it through the cellophane. Or maybe it's just going to be a 5 by 5 section. But that's, I'm going to washi tape that part over. I'm not going to washi tape the whole canvas because that gets on my nerves. 5 by 5, that's it. Boom. And that's what I'm going to be working on. And then everything else is just going to be, you know, where you can see it. Because of course you want to see it. That's part of the joy of seeing the diamond painting, is that you can see it. Where did it go? Where was I? Here it is. I saw one that was missing. I'm having a hard time with this one down here, and I don't know why, because I love my Art Dot Putty, and it's sticking. But it's not sticking on the placer side. Go figure. Again, picks up all these specialty drills really well. It'll pick up my AB drills really well. I have no problem with any of that. But I love the way that this is coming together here. My check marks are in another container. It's this color here. And I'll just use what I have in here. But you could see how I used these placers from Dreamer Design, and some of them went on this side. Some of them are over here, but I don't care. You know, when I mix my drills together, I make a note of what 2 drills I mix together, and then I go, okay, well, when they come up in the tray, I'll just place them. I'm not going to drive myself nuts sorting drills out. I did that before. And, you know, I think I had the time before to do it, and it was kind of like a moment to take a pause and, like, take a breath. I see I missed 2 of the V's over here, but I got them right here. This is what I love about these trays. And I missed 2 over here. And I missed 1 over here. Oh, we're getting into a lot of them over here. But I want to get done this area first before I travel. I have 2 black. Here's a couple of K's right here. And go nowhere. And then here's a couple of check marks. I've got to refill this up. What number are you? The check mark. 8307. Okay. Yeah, Diamond Dotz has their own coding system. Here's a K. Here's a K. We're getting ready for our meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to sign off. But there it is. There's that one little section, how it's coming together. Maybe I can get John to sit down and do one of these mosaics with me. Honey, come here a minute. I'm still filming. Gabrielle. Gabrielle, wait, let me turn it up. Knucklehead. Here we go. Gabrielle said, Okay, good.
Yes.
You feeling better?
A little bit.
How do I tease you?
Huh?
Being that you're sick.
She says that well, let me explain why she makes fun of me like this. She goes, I'm sick. And the reason she's doing that is when we get in bed, I cannot breathe. My sinuses are all congested.
You can't breathe
So I have to mouth breathe. And that's the whole.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
So Gabrielle said,
Yeah.
this section of the canvas,
Yes.
I'm going to show everybody. I said, maybe I can get John to do one of these little squares with me. And she's like, yeah, drilling and chilling with John.
Well, that's cute.
You want to try it?
If you want me to, I will.
Okay, he said it.
Fofi.
He said it for you, Gabrielle.
For what's his name? Molly Graham.
Molly Graham. He's all right. Drilling and chilling with John. You're gonna do it. Maybe we'll do it for Funky Friday.
Whenever you want, babe. I love you.
Okay, I love you too. See, we really love each other. We got a really good sense of humor. The two of us. Okay, Funky Friday. Oh, then I will be getting a little bit more done here. Those of you that are following along with me with this canvas, let me know where you're at in the canvas. I think is it Betsy that said, I think I can catch you. I'm getting confused with Betsy and Barbara. Betsy has like a tree and Barbara has like a flower. But I think it's Betsy that said, I'm catching up to you. So let me know where you're at. If anybody's doing this canvas, if you've done this canvas, let me know. And I will be back Friday on this one with John. That's exciting. And I'm going to go back up in my art room and I'm going to wrap up all the storage containers that I have out that I don't know. I just think it's interesting that you would want to be able to see it. And then that masterclass is going to start on Wednesday with Ivan Valikovic. And today's Thursday. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. I'm one day behind. I keep thinking today's Wednesday. All right, we're getting ready for our meeting. Bye.